Welcome to today's session. We'll be discussing observation as a research tool. Please make sure to watch the entire video carefully and take note of the key points. At the end of the presentation, you'll be tested with a set of multiple choice questions, MCQs, based on the content covered. Stay engaged and watch the session till the end to get the most out of it. Let's start by exploring data collection techniques and tools in the context of educational research. Data collection is a fundamental step in educational research as it ensures that reliable, valid, and accurate information is gathered to address the research objectives. Various techniques and tools are employed to collect data depending on the nature of the research. Among the most commonly used techniques in education research are observation, questionnaire, and interview. Let us first understand observation as a research tool. What is observation as a data collection technique? Observation is a systematic method of data collection in which the researcher directly examines and records the behaviors, interactions, or phenomena occurring in their natural environment. It is a research tool that involves watching and recording behaviors, events, or phenomena in a natural setting. It is a fundamental tool for gathering information in qualitative research and is particularly valuable in educational settings where observing classroom interactions, teaching methods, and student behavior can provide rich insights. Characteristics of observation: 1. Direct interaction. The researcher directly observes the subject without relying on reports or responses from participants. 2. Natural setting. Observations typically occur in the environment where the phenomenon naturally happens, such as a classroom, playground, or school event. 3. Real-time data. Information is gathered as events unfold, providing a detailed account of actions and context. 4. Systematic process. Observations are planned and conducted according to specific criteria or objectives to ensure consistency and reliability. 5. Objective recording. Observers aim to record data objectively, minimizing bias and interpreting behaviors or events as they occur. Types of observation. Observation methods vary based on the level of researcher involvement and the purpose of the study. Key types include 1. Participant observation. The researcher actively engages in the activities being studied while simultaneously observing. Purpose: to gain an insider perspective and understand the context deeply. Example: a researcher joins a classroom activity as an assistant teacher to observe student-teacher interactions. 2. Non-participant observation. The researcher observes without participating or interfering in the activity. Purpose: to maintain objectivity and minimize influence on the subjects. Example: a researcher observes a lesson from the back of the classroom, taking notes without interacting with the teacher or students. 3. Overt observation. Participants are aware that they are being observed. Purpose: ethical transparency and obtaining informed consent. Example: a researcher informs students that their classroom behavior will be observed for a study on group dynamics. 4. Covert observation. Participants are unaware of being observed. Purpose: to avoid observer effects and obtain natural behavior. Example: a researcher discreetly observes student interactions during recess without informing them. 5. Structured observation. Observation is guided by a predefined framework, checklist, or protocol. Purpose: to focus on specific behaviors or variables of interest. Example: A researcher uses a checklist to record instances of student engagement during a science experiment. 6. Unstructured observation. Observation is open-ended, with no predefined focus, allowing the researcher to explore and document various aspects of the setting. Purpose: to gather exploratory data and generate hypotheses. Example: a researcher observes a classroom without a specific focus, noting general patterns and behaviors. Steps in conducting observation. 1. Define objectives. Clearly outline what you want to observe and why. 2. Select the setting. Choose a location or environment relevant to the research questions. 3. Determine the type. Decide between participant or non-participant, overt or covert, structured or unstructured observation. 4. Develop tools. Create observation guides, checklists, or protocols if conducting structured observation. 5. Pilot testing. Conduct a preliminary observation to refine the process. 6. Record observations. Use notes, audio, video recordings, or other tools to document data systematically. 7. Analyze data. Organize and interpret the observations to draw conclusions. Advantages of observation. 1. Real-time data collection captures behaviors and interactions as they occur, providing accurate and immediate insights. 2. Contextual understanding helps researchers understand behaviors within their natural context. 3. Nonverbal information captures gestures, expressions, and other nonverbal cues that questionnaires or interviews might miss. 4. Rich detail provides comprehensive data that can enhance understanding of complex phenomena. 5. Minimal dependence on participants reduces the risk of biased responses or inaccuracies from self-reported data. Disadvantages of observation. 1. Observer bias. The researcher's subjective interpretations can influence data accuracy. 2. Time-consuming. Requires significant time to observe, record, and analyze data. 3. Limited generalizability. Data from specific settings may not apply broadly. 4. Observer effects. Participants may alter their behavior when aware of being observed. Hawthorne effect. 5. Ethical concerns. Covert observations can raise ethical questions about privacy and consent. Dear viewers, let's solve some important multiple-choice questions based on the presentation. 1. What is observation in educational research? A. A method of analyzing statistical data. B. A technique to gather data by directly examining phenomena as they occur. C. A process of conducting surveys in educational settings. D. An indirect method of understanding human behavior. Answer: B. A technique to gather data by directly examining phenomena as they occur. 2. Which of the following is a characteristic of observation? A. It is conducted in artificial settings. B. It relies on participants' self-reports. C. It records real-time data systematically. D. It is always structured. Answer: C. It records real-time data systematically. 3. Participant observation involves the researcher A. Remaining hidden while observing. B. Using only structured observation methods. C. Observing without interacting with participants. D. Actively engaging in the activity being studied. Answer: D. Actively engaging in the activity being studied. 4. Which type of observation is best suited for exploratory research? A. Structured observation. B. Participant observation. C. Unstructured observation. D. Covert observation. Answer. C. Unstructured observation. 5. The Hawthorne effect refers to A. Bias introduced by the researcher's interpretations. B. Participants altering their behavior when they know they are being observed. C. Systematic errors in recording data. D. The natural variability in observed behavior. Answer. B. Participants altering their behavior when they know they are being observed. 6. Which of the following is a limitation of observation? A. It provides real-time data. B. It captures nonverbal information. C. It is time-consuming and resource-intensive. D. It minimizes researcher bias. Answer. C. It is time-consuming and resource-intensive. 7. The primary purpose of unstructured observation is to A. Allow flexibility to explore various aspects of a setting. B. Record behaviors based on predefined criteria. C. Conduct a rapid analysis of data. D. Standardize data collection procedures. Answer. A. Allow flexibility to explore various aspects of a setting. 8. An example of non-participant observation is A. A researcher teaching a class to observe student engagement. B. A researcher organizing an activity to observe student participation. C. A researcher engaging with students during a group project. D. A researcher observing a classroom from the back without interaction. Answer. D. A researcher observing a classroom from the back without interaction. 9. Which type of observation involves no predetermined framework? A. Structured observation. B. Semi-structured observation. C. Unstructured observation. D. Controlled observation. Answer. C. Unstructured observation. 10. In participant observation, the observer's role is A. Entirely passive. B. Hidden from the participants. C. Actively involved in the activities being observed. D. Limited to recording quantitative data. Answer. C. Actively involved in the activities being observed. Thank you. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to my YouTube channel, Education and Teacher Education, for insightful content and valuable resources.